My name is BlueHead. This is installment 14. This is my campaign as the independent candidate for the presidency. You've heard it before if you've listened to the previous 13 installments. I'm going to talk about tomorrow my running mate, my selected running mate, who I need in that job, in the vice presidential slot. And I need him there because if something happens to me, should I become elected, and you see this face, the one that's before you right now, and somebody shoots me in the head or whatever may happen, I need to know that the guy standing behind me or the gal, whoever it might be, can step in and do my job at the level I do it. That's absolutely essential. Not a protege, an equal, and in some regards, a superior. Because he's going to have, or she's going to have, a skill set that I don't have. That's a fact. There's some skill sets in my running mate that I just don't possess. And to balance the team, I need him or her to have them. So the vice presidential candidate is going to be announced on the 15th. And today marks, the 15th will start the last 20 days before the election. Okay, we only have 20 days here to do this. We've got a dilemma on our hands as a people, as a nation. We've got an administration in power currently and a party. And I have nothing against the Democratic Party. They stand for many things, as do the Republicans. With each ideology, I understand who and what and why those things are important to all of us. But what they don't seem to understand about us, the American people, is that all of us espouse and feel certain elements of both parties, right? We don't agree with everything of every party, but we have two parties before us. Well, again, at the risk of being redundant or pedantic, we need an independent at the helm so that he could take the very best from both sides. We've decided on a democracy. That means 50-50. We need parity here. And how can someone be unbiased if they lean hard right or hard left? They can't. So I stand in the middle as an independent. I don't want to be labeled as anything. You can call me overweight. You can call me late for dinner. You can call me anything you like, but don't call me Republican or Democrat. I'm an independent. And I respect my Republican allies and my Democratic allies, both genders, all states. So my running mate is going to be someone who's tough. I guarantee that. And someone who has learned through hard lessons throughout his or her life what not to do. The series of errors and corrections. He has gone, or she has gone, through that sequence of errors and corrections at a very, very high level. And I know that just the experience they have at errors and corrections, that they'll be able to do the job should something happen to me. And that's what's important in a running mate. I don't know what's happened over history. I mean, I do know factually, but I don't know in an abstract respect what they were thinking. But the vice presidency in this country has become a joke. It only becomes important, it seems, when the president, God forbid, is assassinated or passes away in office or becomes otherwise incapacitated. Well, you know what? That vice presidency in any other organization is going to have a critical function. In the private sector that works and is successful, a senior executive vice president is a man or woman of achievement, of passion, and of ideology shared by the organization within which he works. In this case, it's the United States. Big company, biggest in the world, biggest in history. This man or woman understands this dynamic. They understand it better than I do in some cases, and I will have in this person, this man or woman, a confidant of extreme value. And the vice presidency under the BlueHead administration will no longer be a laughable position, because that's what they've turned it into. A laughable position. It's almost a joke. It shouldn't be a joke. This person should have specific objectives and final goals. And they should be publicized and included and part of the mechanism, a meaningful part of the mechanism. My vice presidential running mate will be a man or woman of tremendous substance and capability. So you're going to have twin engines here, double the horsepower, because we have a huge job to do. Stay tuned.